let's talk about AI in the trades. Now, when you think about plumbing, you're thinking about one of the oldest, most essential jobs on the planet. But right now, there's a massive revolution underway. And you know what? It has absolutely nothing to do with a new kind of wrench. It's all about artificial intelligence.
I know what you're probably thinking. Artificial intelligence and a leaky pipe? What on earth does some complex algorithm have to do with a pipe bursting in your basement at 2 in the morning? I mean, they feel like they're from two completely different universes, don't they?
Well, it turns out there's a lot more to it than you might think. In fact, those two worlds are colliding, and it's radically changing the entire business of being a plumber, right from the ground up.
So, to really get a handle on this, you first have to understand that a plumber's job today, it's so much more than just fixing leaks. Honestly, it's a constant battle against chaos.
I mean, just think about it for a second. The daily juggle for a modern plumber is a relentless high-wire act. You've got calls coming in 24/7. You're trying to schedule an emergency job between 3 others. You're trying to give an accurate quote over the phone, which is basically impossible. You're managing inventory, hoping you have the right part in the truck, and after all that, you still have to chase down invoices. It's absolutely exhausting.
And that chaos we just talked about is exactly where AI steps in. But not as some futuristic robot that's going to replace the plumber. Nope. Think of it as the most powerful new tool in their toolbox. Kind of like a digital wrench. You know, this quote from a recent House Call Pro report just hits the nail on the head. AI is handling the busy work while the pro handles the wrench work. See? The whole point of AI isn't to automate the skilled, hands-on craft. It's to automate the chaos, all that busy work that gets in the way of the real craft. And this is where it gets really interesting, because you can see this new partnership laid out so clearly. AI takes on all the repetitive, predictable stuff, right? Answering routine calls, scheduling jobs, generating invoices, requesting reviews, all of that. And what does that do? It frees up the actual human professional to do what only they can do. Handle complex customer issues, fix the furnace, build that critical trust, and do the skilled on-site work. It's a perfect division of labor. And listen, don't for a second think this is some far-off future concept. Look at these numbers from House Call Pro. 70% of pros in the trades have already tried AI tools. 40% are using AI actively in their business right now. And get this, 54% of owners under 35 are using AI. That's over half. So yeah, this isn't coming. It's already here. All right, so how does this digital wrench actually work in the real world? Let's break it down. And we'll start with the lifeblood of any business, right? Winning new customers. Okay, get ready for this next number, because it is an absolute game changer. 78%. That's how many plumbing leads happen outside of regular business hours. Let that sink in. Nearly 4 out of every 5 potential jobs are from calls that come in after 5 p.m., on weekends, or in the middle of the night. If you're not answering that phone, you are just bleeding business. So that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? How do you possibly capture every single call, even at 2 a.m.? I mean, you can't be awake 24/7, and hiring a round-the-clock call center, that's just incredibly expensive. So what's the fix? Well, the answer is an AI-powered chatbot. It's an assistant that never sleeps, never gets tired, and is always ready to help a customer who's in distress. I mean, just imagine this for a second. A customer calls you at midnight, totally panicking. An AI chatbot can instantly handle that inquiry. It can qualify the lead with smart questions, book an appointment directly into your calendar, triage the issue to see if it's a real emergency, and even answer frequently asked questions. You literally never have to miss a lead again. And hey, what about after the job's done? Instead of you having to remember to ask for a review, an automated tool can send a polite request right when the customer is happiest. And the result? A staggering 320% average increase in Google reviews. That's pure marketing gold, and it's working for you while you sleep. Okay, so AI has helped you win the customer. That's huge. Now, let's see how it makes the actual workday way smoother and a lot more profitable. All right, here's another classic headache every pro deals with. How do you create a perfect quote on the spot? You know the drill. A customer calls, describes the problem, you give a ballpark quote, and then you show up and it's a completely different job. It's pure guesswork, and it can really kill trust. Now, picture this instead. You can use visual recognition AI.
The customer just points their smartphone camera at the problem. An AI tool then analyzes the video, instantly identifies the parts in the issue, and generates an accurate quote with visual proof right there on the spot. The result? We're seeing a 40% faster quoting process. It's a total game changer, and customers love the transparency.
And this just shows you the before and after across the whole operation. Before AI, you had manual route planning. After AI, you have AI-optimized routes that can save 25% on fuel. Before, you were drowning in paperwork. After, invoices are generated in seconds. Before, you were just guessing on pricing. Now, dynamic pricing is boosting profit margins by 18%. Hounding your techs for timesheets? Nope. GPS-enabled timesheets update automatically. It just removes all that friction from the day-to-day.
So, all this efficiency stuff is fantastic. It really is. But what does it all mean for the one thing that really matters most? The bottom line.
I mean, the return on investment here is just incredible. We're talking a 30% increase in operational efficiency, a 45% faster cash flow thanks to automated invoicing, and check this out, AI can help recapture 37% of calls that didn't convert the first time. They call it second chance leads. These aren't small changes. This is a direct, massive impact on your revenue. And the best part is that getting started isn't some huge, overwhelming project. The framework is actually super simple. First, you assess your pain points. Where are the real bottlenecks in your business? Second, you start small and scale. Just pick one tool to solve one problem. Third, make sure you do proper training, maybe even designate an internal champion. And finally, you measure and optimize. Track your KPIs to see what's actually working. It's a really straightforward path. But, of all the data we've looked at, this one might be the most powerful. We're talking about more than 4 hours per week reclaimed from admin tasks. This isn't just about dollars and cents. This is about your life. That's an extra half day every single week. What could you do with that? More jobs? More training? Or maybe, just maybe, more time with your family. That's huge.
So when you boil it all down, the future isn't about human versus machine. Not at all. It's about the professional who has the best tools. The plumber with AI in their toolbox can just respond faster, quote smarter, and run a much better business. And that leaves us with a really fascinating question. Not just for plumbers, but for every single person in the skilled trades. Who's going to be next?